Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. It's so good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to our last seller event of the year. And thank you so much for making the time to be here with us today. It is great to see so many of you. I saw a lot of familiar faces, some new ones as well, and lots of shout outs in the chat where you're here from. I saw South Florida, a bunch of pride there, and some Cincinnati excitement. I saw some Texas checking in, all over the US, in fact. So hi, it's so great to see all of you. Now, I hope that you saw the list of like almost 200 sellers in that intro video. And those are folks who attended all 4 of our events this year, from the spring seller check-in, eBay Open. It has been just amazing to spend this year with you, growing and learning. And again, if you're here for the first time, welcome, welcome. And we're so glad that you've joined us. So if you're new, let me introduce myself. I'm Rebecca Michaels, and I lead the US Seller Community and Engagement team. We've been hosting these seller check-ins for 5 years. Oh, the time has flown. These virtual gatherings have been an amazing opportunity for our eBay leaders and experts to connect with you, the seller community. Now, before we dive into today's program, I'm going to give a quick overview of the platform and agenda for those of you who are joining us for the first time. First of all, please direct your attention to the right side of the platform where we are all watching this, and you can see the chat and the Q&A functions. Chat's where you can comment or react to the presentation today, and you can talk to each other. We also have several teams on hand in the Q&A tab to answer questions in real time. Once a question is answered, you'll find the response directly underneath, and we'll do our best to get to as many as we can. Now, if you'd like to turn on captions for the event, you can do that just by clicking the caption button in the right-hand menu near that chat and Q&A area. Okay, let's dive into today's agenda. I'm going to kick off with a brief mention of eBay's 30th anniversary. Have you heard about it? And then I'll pass it over for a quick 15-minute update from Don Block, who will cover the announcements at Open, and then introduce Ron Javin, who will be speaking about the ways that eBay is driving sales and buyers to your stores this holiday season. Then we're going to have 20 minutes of updates with a round robin of eBay leaders and experts giving quick 5-minute presentations, arming you with the latest information on shipping during the holidays, advertising, using promoted stores, all the things to drive your business and help you succeed during the holidays. We'll also have some experts here, and they're going to discuss how to use the listing quality report and also how to use team access to help ease your systems and your processes. And so you can take advantage of that this season. So if you've joined us before, you might notice our main session is a little bit shorter today, and that's so that we can provide some special pre-holiday category updates for you in our breakouts. And we'll have representatives from sneakers, motors, fashion collectibles, and electronics. And if you didn't hear your category, don't worry, the all categories session is especially for you. And there you're going to learn more about what to source and sell during the holiday season. After these quick 15-minute category sessions, we'll transition to our 30-minute breakouts where you'll find topics about preparing for the holidays. We have 2 sessions led by eBay sellers. One session will get 2 different perspectives on hiring seasonal staff during the holidays. Maybe that's something that you're thinking about doing. Get some tips here. And then the other session showcases a successful husband and wife duo, and they're going to talk about their advertising strategy during this peak period. And then eBay seller advocacy leads, Chuck and Jonathan, will also have a breakout discussing marketing during the holidays. Then in the final half hour, you're going to break into networking rooms, and those are hosted by some wonderful seller community hosts who are super eager to connect and chat. Say hi in the chat if you're hosting. Let us know what you're doing today. And thanks again so much for being here. Now, a couple of months ago, and where did the time go? Because I was just at eBay Open, we announced Seller Circles, which are local eBay meetups, meetups in the local areas, and they're led by sellers all across America, bringing communities together to these Seller Circles. This program has been running almost all of the last 30 years, and this is a fresh new styling and name for the next 30. So if you've hosted or attended a seller circle, shout out in the chat. As you might have heard, maybe earlier just now, maybe over the last couple of months, eBay celebrated its 30th anniversary. And so to bring the celebration to you, we kicked off a week of, get this, 35 seller circle parties all across the United States. From small groups to large gatherings, you had drinks, you had cake, you had a lot of laughs with each other. And you can see some of those photos on the screen here. This is just a tiny selection of all of the photos that you shared with us. So whether you were together virtually or in person, these seller circles are where the magic happens. And the conversations that happen there are sparking insight. They're connections that lead to new opportunities for you and learnings that inspire the smart risks that help you take your business to the next level. And in fact, I was talking to my team. I think we've onboarded more than 15 locations, new places where seller circles are happening since eBay Open. So I'm going to have a link in the chat where you can sign up to check out and hopefully find a gathering near you. If you don't find one, you can always start one too. Don't forget that. So thank you for participating in all of our events this year with a willingness to learn and to share and to connect with your community of eBay sellers. With that, I'm going to pass it off to Dawn, who's going to take you through some of the other updates from eBay Open.
Come on. Hey, everybody. So great to see so many wonderful names in the chat, so many friends, familiar faces coming forward. It's so good to see you all. Well, for those that I don't know, I'm Dawn Block, VP and General Manager for the U.S. markets, and I have had the pleasure of meeting so many of you during eBay Open this year. You know, it was 3 days of jam-packed learning, networking, and if I may say, a lot of fun. Today, I just want to highlight some of the eBay Open announcements that have been rolling out in our seller community. Heading into the holiday season, our job as a marketplace is to ensure all of our customers on the selling and buying side have friction-free transactions. At eBay Open, we shared a plan to strengthen protections for sellers when buyers claimed an item was not received. Starting this month, we enacted a new measure to ensure sellers aren't penalized for shipping delays outside of their control. When a business ships on time with eBay labels and tracked shipping, eBay has your back. If an item was delivered after a buyer made a refund claim, eBay will reimburse you for the item costs. So we want to make sure that you're not out both the money and the item. A second way we're adding to our seller protections is through automatic feedback. We know that only about a third of the buyers leave feedback. So out of 100 successful sales, you might only receive about 30 pieces of positive feedback. Starting last month, we changed that. If you ship with a tracked service and the item arrives on time with no issue reported, eBay will automatically leave positive feedback if the buyer does not. No action is needed on your part. It's seamless and built in. We want to ensure that all of your great sales get the recognition they deserve. You worked so hard on it, and we want to make sure that's recognized. We knew this was the right decision to grow your business, but we are delighted to see that so many of the sellers feel the same way. We've noticed positive commentary online since these changes have rolled out. The additional positive feedback will also allow future buyers to see your reliability and professionalism at scale. These are just two of the announcements that have been rolling out since eBay Open, but I'd really love to thank all of you for your continued feedback on policies and products. It's what helps us iterate to create the best experience on the platform. It's amazing to see the process from seller feedback to implementation really come full circle. Now I want to leave you with one more bit of news. This past year, I have been so incredibly fortunate to be your advocate for the U.S. selling community. It's been just some of the most fun I have had. And as I bet a lot of you have seen from the community board's announcements, I'm now moving to lead a new team at eBay, our customer experience and support team. I'll be taking my learnings from this many conversations, emails, great discussions I've had with these eBay sellers, and I'm going to be advocating even more as I lead both buyer and seller customer support. So now I'm excited to hand the baton off to Ron Javin, who has been an advocate for sellers on eBay for a long time. And I know he does a bit of selling himself. I'm excited to hand over to Ron and have him share just a bit more about himself.
Thank you, Dawn. Appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for your leadership. You've been an amazing inspiration to us at eBay and to our sellers. and I wish you best of luck in your next role. It's also very cool to see those announcements. I think I've been hearing about both of those topics for quite a long time from our sellers, and it's really cool to see those changes roll out. But more importantly, hello everyone. Hi sellers. I'm Ron Javin. I want to introduce myself. I'm the new general manager for North America here at eBay. I've actually been at eBay for nearly 13 years across a bunch of different roles. Most recently, I was the GM for US Collectibles, where one of the things we launched, for example, was grading add-on as a service. Or any of you who buy trading cards will know what that means. Prior to that, I was the GM for US Parts and Accessories and eBay Motors, where we launched a bunch of new features, including guaranteed fit, such an important part of buying car parts. Prior to that, I was the GM for US Vehicles, where amongst other things, we launched the eBay Motors app, which really made buying and more importantly, selling easier when you're trying to buy or sell a car. I've had more roles if you want to look further back, but we won't go into that ancient history. But what I will say is one common thread across all of my roles has been that I've had the wonderful pleasure and opportunity to work with many sellers, various sizes, various tenures, various category focuses. And I always appreciate the value that you bring to our ecosystem and the feedback that you give us to make eBay better every day. I actually keep in touch with many of the sellers that I've worked with in the past. And I, in fact, wouldn't be surprised if I've met some of you at eBay Open or other events that I've been at over the years. I'm so blessed to be stepping into this new role and working with you to continue making eBay a stronger and a better community. And I thank you in advance for all the partnership that we hopefully will have in the coming times. In a moment, I'm going to walk you through eBay's holiday plans, including some of our marketing campaigns and how we're bringing buyers to your stores this holiday season. But before we jump in, I thought it might make sense to share a little bit about myself. I wanted to use something called Me in 3, which is something we do at eBay, where we share a bit about ourselves in 3 purchases that we've made on eBay. So these 3 purchases, by the way, are going to tell you, I think things that are very common about a lot of buyers on eBay. 1, I love saving money and using eBay to save money. It's super easy. 2, I use it to fuel my passions, which is also, eBay is the best place to do that. And 3, I love bringing joy to my loved ones by finding thoughtful gifts on eBay. And so my first item here is a hitch for my Volkswagen SUV. I went to the local dealer a couple of years ago to have a hitch installed. They quoted me $1,200. I said, wow, that's kind of a lot. Instead, I went to eBay. I found it on there for just under $300, had it installed and saved a ton of money. I love saving money. I love using eBay to save money. And that's probably the most I've saved on any one item, but I'm always using eBay to save money. The second item you see here, it's probably helpful to know I grew up in South Florida, a big fan of the Miami Dolphins. And so even though I live in California now, I love using eBay to stay close to my favorite teams. I'm finding Dolphins apparel on there regularly and collectibles. Earlier this year, I actually bought a Tyreek Hill trading card that was graded by PSA. Although he had suffered now a big injury a couple of weeks ago. And I don't know, I may end up regretting that purchase, but I'm still a big fan of the Dolphins regardless. And the third item here that tells a little bit about me is this scarf. It was a gift that I bought for my wife actually when we were just dating, and during a hike, she lost this favorite scarf of hers and it had been discontinued years earlier. She couldn't find it anywhere, but of course, I found it on eBay and I surprised her with it a few weeks later. I won't say that's why she fell in love with me and married me, but it certainly didn't hurt. And I have continued using eBay to find thoughtful gifts and bring joy to my loved ones, including my kids. And I always think that I get the best gifts when I shop on eBay. So hopefully these stories tell you a little bit about me, show you how much I love eBay and how much it's a part of my life every day. I care deeply about eBay. I want to make this the best platform possible for you to grow your business. And I'm really committed to listening and learning and partnering with you to help eBay grow and to make you successful. I'd love to hear your questions always. And after the event, we will send a survey out. Please leave questions. We'll make sure to answer the most frequent ones, either in our community seller news announcements or other platforms. So before we get into the discussions that Rebecca talked about with our product experts and category breakouts, I want to give you a brief update on where and how eBay is marketing to buyers during this holiday season and bringing them to your inventory. So like many of you have seen, I've seen this eBay things people love ads rolling out on TV and podcasts and streaming starting late last year. Love the campaign. Today, I want to share that we have a new global campaign coming out called eBay Stories. And eBay Stories is a celebration of the unique connections that items create between our eBay buyers and our eBay sellers. And you create those moments every day. You know it better than we do. It really is. eBay Stories is the explanation of what makes eBay different. Every item on our marketplace carries a meaning. You know that. You bring the inventory that our buyers care about. You understand them, and you make it possible. Whether it's a baseball card that someone's held on to since childhood and is finally selling it, or a cool thrift jacket that's an amazing deal. These are the stories why customers choose eBay and choose you, and why they come back over and over. And we're going to be rolling out this campaign. You'll see it across television, digital platforms, radio, and social in the US, and also in the UK and Germany. And so, we're going to be crafting dedicated ads to all of the specific communities that we're targeting, because this holiday season, people aren't just buying things. They're buying the connection. They're buying the moment. They're buying the stories. I hear it from you all the time. I hear it from buyers all the time. These heartwarming stories, I'm sure you get them in your messages. It's just an amazing part of eBay. And this campaign is going to put your inventory and the eBay stories that they create on center stage. Buyers are going to be able to find you, your inventory, and feel that spark when they hit the buy button. So in addition to the global campaigns, we're showing up in a lot of more targeted communities. This year, we've had a large presence at New York Comic-Con, where we're showcasing eBay Live on the floor and connecting with enthusiasts. We're also working with a number of Gen Z and Gen Alpha influencers and fashionistas to try to represent eBay at things like Teen Vogue Summit and connect with the next generation of eBay buyers and bring them to your inventory and expand our market. Working with pop culture icons like Grammy Award-winning musician Chappell Roan. We've collaborated with her from dressing her at Met Gala to co-hosting pop-ups at vintage markets to sharing our mutual love online for pre-loved clothing. We're creating these memorable experiences, with eBay and connecting our brand to this young generation of buyers. So now we're going to play a quick clip. It's one of our ads that you'll be seeing this holiday season. And after that, I will pass it on to the four experts who are coming and creating presentations to help prep you for the holiday season, because we know how important that is. And I may not see you again today, but I'm really excited to be working with you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks.
So there I was, scrolling eBay.
When I saw this.
Still in the box. It's like the exact same one my mom wore.
You can feel the luxury.
So then, I roll up in this rare vintage hopper.
You should have seen their faces when I said...
Some people invest in stocks, but for me...
It's Margiela.
Balenciaga.
Look, find it!
This whole time, it was right there on eBay.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stu Reichenbach with eBay Shipping, and I'm excited to share a few key updates as we head into the end of the year and into peak season. Before I do, though, I want to say a special thanks to all of you for being great sellers and for all you do in the world of shipping. It's not easy, but we all know it's a key part of the overall experience for your buyers. So thank you. And one topic before we get to peak season that we know is top of mind for most everyone: tariffs and international shipping. We know this can be a confusing topic, but here's the important thing to know. Most of the recent tariff changes have been for U.S. imports. These are items being purchased by U.S. buyers, not for items being exported by you to buyers around the world. As a U.S. seller selling internationally, you should be using eBay International Shipping. And the good news is that we take care of any international updates and logistics for you, customs forms, duties, taxes, and compliance. That means you can keep focusing on selling while eBay manages the complexity of cross-border shipping behind the scenes. Now, let's talk about what's happening with peak season here in the US. First, the carriers are preparing their networks for increased volume. They do every year. All of them are putting in place additional resources and peak operational plans to hopefully deal with potential spikes in volume. Again, they do this every year, and we stay very close to what they are doing. The eBay shipping team is at work as well, as I just mentioned. We have a dedicated team working on peak season shipping, and we work closely with the carriers to understand what is happening in their networks every day so that we can make adjustments as needed on your behalf and on behalf of your buyers. We have a proven peak season playbook that we use to drive the very best delivery experience possible for you and your buyers. Now, as you also likely know, the carriers typically implement peak season surcharges as well. This year is no different, unfortunately. UPS, USPS, and FedEx are implementing various peak surcharges for the general industry. Now, the good news is we work closely with the carriers to hopefully have those surcharges either discounted or waived when you purchase your label on eBay labels. This year, we're happy to announce on eBay labels, when you purchase your label on eBay labels, that with USPS and UPS, the peak surcharges have been discounted below the general market increase. That's great news. And even better news with FedEx. When you look on the labels platform, you'll see there are no per package peak season surcharges with FedEx. So really good news there throughout. As I said, we know peak season surcharges are the norm, and we're working, as we've just indicated, to bring those down to optimize on your behalf. So one of the key things to think about as we head into peak season is you should be buying your label on eBay labels. There's no limit on the number of labels you can purchase during peak, so there's no constraints in terms of capacity. We already have the lowest rates in the industry, and now with these discounted peak season surcharge is even better. If you use calculated shipping with eBay labels, you don't have to do a thing. All those pricing charges are automatically updated on your behalf. And again, with eBay labels, automatic tracking updates are there. Built-in QR code functionality can be huge time savers during the peak season. And last, if you do offer flat rate or free shipping, be a good idea to just take a look to see how any of these surcharges might be impacting your business model and that it all still makes sense for you. Okay, finally, I just want to finish with a few practical tips to help you through the holiday rush. If you've been on these before, these are very similar updates than we've done before because we continue to iterate our shipping playbook for the peak season. As I mentioned, our team here does a lot during the peak season, working with the carriers, understanding what's taking place in their networks so that we can make any appropriate adjustments to the estimated delivery dates that your buyers see. This is really, really important and really want you to focus on this. Let us do the work on estimated delivery dates. You don't need to. We will take care of all of that with this playbook that we use. We want you to focus on selling. So in summary, 4 quick points before I close out. First, stick to your stated handling time. Do not adjust your handling time. We are dealing with the estimated delivery dates behind the scenes on your behalf, whether it's carrier congestion or changes or weather, we take care of this. Remember, when you get the packages to the carriers on time within your handle time, you get credit for shipping on time. Okay, number 2, offer an expedited shipping option during peak season. This can be a great idea to give your buyers some flexibility as they think about getting a package at a particular time. Third, we encourage you to take a look at insurance for items over $100. As you know, the first $100 is covered by the carriers, but you take a look at and use eBay shipping insurance program, ShipCover. Very competitive rates, and it offers insurance up to $15,000. Last, you've heard me say this time and time again, it's true. eBay Labels saves you time and money. So take a real hard look at using the platform during this peak season. Okay, the last thing I'll tell you is staying current with all of our updates during the peak season. Check our eBay community pages and also ebay.com/holiday shipping. Yes, we have our own holiday shipping page. So take a look at all the tips and updates we're providing from there. Thank you guys all again for what you do. Thanks for your hard work, as always, with shipping and during peak season. That's all for me. I'm going to pass it now over to Dalan on advertising. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Stuart. Hello, everybody. Hello, sellers. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here. Over the past few years, I have seen some familiar faces, as Rebecca said, as well in the crowd as I paid attention to who's joined the meeting here. But over the past couple of years, I've spent so much time face-to-face with sellers, and I'll introduce myself to those who I have not had the chance to meet yet. But that's been the highlight of my time at eBay is spending time helping sellers understand how to develop and grow your business. And we'll go over an advertising feature that can help you do that throughout the holiday season today. But first and foremost, my name is Dallin McKee. I actually run our SMB seller engagement efforts for account management on the small medium business side for North America. It's literally fills my cup every day to work with all of you and really try to find the kinks and the quirks and the products that you can leverage to really amplify your visibility and sales. And so that's been what I've done over the past few years. And hello to everyone I've met as well in the past and at eBay Open and multiple other events. And hope to see you all face-to-face again soon. One thing we're going to cover today. So during the holiday season, many of you know one of the most important things is to increase the visibility of your sales and increase the velocity of your sales. So for those who have an eBay store, I highly recommend that you focus and review on some of the features with our promoted stores option that we have. I know a lot of people are familiar with our advertising products. We have the promoted listings general, the promoted listings priority, we have promoted stores, and we have promoted offsite. Today, we'll focus on on promoted stores and the features with that. One thing that the promoted stores can do is really help boost your visibility of your store and hopefully drive the increased repeat buyers back to your platform to help you build your brand and develop yourself as a seller on the platform. The holiday season is important for that because as you're looking to amplify and increase velocity of sales, I know a lot of sellers that I've spoken to heavily rely on increased buyers coming in and building that presence where there's trust and there's the products that you have. So if you have some of those like products that you sell or you sell in one particular category, collectibles is great, fashion is great, and you know that you have inventory that a particular buyer likes and wants to come back to multiple times, this is the way that you can do that. And so we'll go over some of the features and what this product can do for you. First and foremost, sellers who have used promoted stores, if we can jump to the next slide, have seen an increase of roughly 60% in their store visits compared to non-promoted stores. So that's a pretty good boost. You know, obviously, previously when you've had a store, and I should have mentioned promoted stores feature is available to those that have a store. And if you don't have a store, please visit our help pages and you can see the different subscription levels of the stores and what might work for you. But for those sellers that have a store, previously a buyer would find your store by saving your items, going into your listings, and then kind of clicking on your store name and finding it that way. Now you have the opportunity to be featured in some of our prime placements on the site to make sure that there's more increased visibility to drive velocity of impressions to your store. So very excited about seeing some of the results out of the promoted stores features for our sellers. And then promoting your store can be very, very simple. There's one of two approaches that you can take. First and foremost, you can focus on promoting the listings at a category level. So if you want to highlight just the certain listings in a particular high selling or high velocity category for yourself, you can do that. It'll drive traffic to that particular category when a seller clicks on the banner driving into where you want when the buyer clicks on it, drive it into where you want the buyer to see. Another option is if you are running any discount pricing or coupons within your store and you want to highlight the amazing deals, particularly right now when you have maybe some holiday discounts and holiday coupons happening and you want to show the amazing deals you have going on, the promoted stores feature will highlight those particular listings and show those amazing deals to buyers. The awesome thing about this feature is that it will allow buyers to come in, and when they go into the store itself, it'll take them to all of the discounted items also. And then from there, they can play around within your store and obviously become familiar, save your store, and continue to shop on other items that you might have, or just save you and come back later, which is fantastic as well. So those are the two different features that you can leverage and utilize to promote your store. One other amazing thing is the visibility that you get can be amplified across multiple locations on the site. Top of search, the home page, view order details. There's many different, amongst other locations, there's many different locations that you can have, that you'll get the visibility and drive impressions and increase velocity of sales. So with these placements and the visibility in the banners, one thing I really wanted to highlight is two different things can happen when a buyer goes in and clicks on just anywhere on the banner, on your promoted store banner, it'll take them directly into your store. But if a buyer sees a listing that is being highlighted in the banner and they want to go directly into that listing to make a direct purchase, so they click on that particular listing, it'll take them to that listing so they can finish the purchase of that listing they're interested in. And then from there, they can also go in and visit your store from from the purchase page as well. So that's an awesome feature that you can also lead directly to a sale as opposed to just coming right into your store page. So both options can happen for a buyer, but multiple different locations that you can drive some visibility. Okay, so a couple new features to promoted stores. So as some of you might be familiar, we have a feature called suggested campaigns. We've launched this particular feature for our promoted listings priority strategy. And what it is historical data-driven and analytics-driven campaigns that are already built for you on your behalf. This makes it very, very simple for you to go in, and we'll have a campaign created where you can just view and review the campaign and the way it's created, launch it as is by just reviewing it and then clicking start and launch campaign. That will create the campaign based off of data and analytics and buyer behavior in a way that we feel would be a very successful campaign to launch. And that way it's a very simplified way to create the campaign. We now have this feature for promoted stores as well. So then you have a campaign created for you. All you need to do is click on launch campaign after you reviewed it. You do have the opportunity to change the way the campaign is built in these suggested campaigns, but I highly recommend, as it's driven based off of historical data and analytics, that you launch the campaign as is, watch the performance of the campaign, and you can always alter down the road as well if you feel like you want to highlight a few different things or do something slightly different. But it's built in a way that should optimize chances for success and impressions for you and your campaigns being built. So this is an awesome feature that just helps simplify the ability to manage your promoted stores campaigns and launch brand new campaigns. And then from there, learn how these campaigns work. And as you become more and more familiar, you can become a bit more manual if you wanted to do that on how you manage your campaigns. Okay. And then I just want to end in giving you a few best practices on how to manage your promoted stores campaigns. So first and foremost, as you create your eBay store, again, it's such an amazing opportunity for you to create a brand and customize your store's branding with, get creative, have some fun with it, and really make it a very clean look that actually builds trust from a buyer's perspective. Optimize your store by making sure categories are created very cleanly. You can actually create your own categories within your store. So when buyers come in, it's easy for them to find the items and the listings they're looking for based off of the way your store looks and how it's created and the different categories that you've created as well. And from the promoted stores perspective, I highly recommend creating multiple promoted stores campaigns that focus on different things. You can lead one campaign that focuses on driving visibility, as I talked about, to a particular category that might be a high selling category right now, but maybe you're also, for some other listings, trying to drive more velocity of sales, and so you're doing a discount and coupon on those, so you can run those two separate campaigns so you can drive visibility to your high performing listings within your store, but you can also drive additional visibility to maybe those discounts and coupons that you're managing, and that way multiple campaigns will be working in your favor. And then the last one is to add the new suggested ad targeting. So really, if you focus on managing your campaigns by leveraging the suggested ad rates and the suggested ad targeting, so the analytics and historical data can help you manage your campaigns and the keywords that buyers are searching for, that really helps, because it is based off of, again, historical data and analytics. It really helps amplify your chances for success. And that way your bid ad rates as well are remaining competitive to stay above some competition to get the best impressions or chances for impressions and visibility. So I'm super excited about these features. We're really spending some time working on all of our advertising products, making them work for you. The importance of our ads products is to make sure you as a seller are increasing velocity of sales and seeing a benefit financially from your ability to spend your advertising budget and increase velocity of sales and visibility. Such an amazing opportunity spending time with you all. Really appreciate all the interactions I've had over the past few years. And that is all I have for you today. I will be passing off to the next presenter.
Thank you, Dallin. Hey, sellers. I'm really excited to be here with you all. Have you ever wished your listings came with a cheat sheet for more views, clicks, and sales? If yes, today's session is your shortcut. My name is Jaskiran, and today I'm going to talk about the Listing Quality Report. The Listing Quality Report is a downloadable report that provides you with analysis of your listing at a listing and category level. More importantly, it provides specific actions you can take to optimize your listings and categories with the aim of helping boost your views, impressions, and sales. It's been designed with input from the seller community and gives sellers a quick and clear picture of how they are performing compared to similar sellers. The report can be accessed within Seller Hub's Performance tab under Summary and Traffic pages. Moving on, the report consists of three main types of recommendations. First is item-level recommendations. These are recommendations that can help you take specific actions to improve your listing quality. Adding photos, improving your title, and adding critical information like brand fall under this bucket. Second, your performance compared to other sellers selling in that category and condition. This helps the sellers to prioritize their efforts. If their ranking is dropping over time, then they can better prioritize their actions in those categories. The last type of recommendation is Google Shopping rejections. These are the reasons why your listing is not getting visibility across search engines like Google. Moving on. So what's in the report? Once you open the report, you'll see a summary tab, which gives you a high-level overview of recommendations at a category level. It summarizes your top 10 categories with greatest numbers of live listing and a recommendation against those categories. So for holiday season, if you're a seller in women's shoes heels category and you're trying to lift visibility, the summary tab makes it obvious where to focus. For example, it may surface actions like add 3 images, add brand. These are category level priorities designed to help boost search impression views and ultimately sales. Moving on, besides the summary tab, you'll see multiple category tabs. Each category tab provides performance data for that category and goes one level deeper at a listing level. Moving on, at a listing level, it gives item level recommendations and benchmark data to support the recommended actions. So you can spot exactly which items are missing those 3 images, which don't have brand filled in. Use this to fix the highest impact listings first. Moving on, finally, Google Shopping tab. Every day, eBay sends selected and eligible items from sellers to Google to be displayed as a part of Google product listing ads. Some listings are rejected by Google because they do not meet their criteria. This tab gives visibility into those listings and reasons for rejections. Once these reasons are acted upon, your items can get that much needed visibility. So if you want to learn more about search and Google algorithms, go to the replay tab and view the eBay open session. So the holiday season is around the corner. I'd encourage you to access the report to optimize your listings and set yourself up for maximum sales this season. A great news is that we are evolving this report to bring the insights directly into the eBay app, where sellers can act on their listings with just a click of a button. Some of you might already be seeing similar recommendations on your Seller Hub Active Listings page. I hope you found this presentation helpful, and we'd love to hear from you if you have any questions. My colleagues are in the chat to answer any questions about Listing Quality Report. Thank you all, and thank you for everything you do. Over to my colleague, Greg.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I hope that we've all had a great week. I am here to talk about eBay's internal delegation tool, which is called Team Access. Some of you might already know it as multi-user account access, as there has been a recent name change. And so we all know that selling on any marketplace takes time and effort. time and effort that's often borrowed from core activities needed to grow your business. In these cases, you might often look for additional help to handle those routine marketplace tasks, which is where Team Access comes in. So let's go through the long and short of it. What is Team Access? Next slide, please. Thank you so much. So what is Team Access? Well, Team Access allows you as an account owner to delegate permissions to another eBay user, referred to here as your team member. What does this actually mean for a team member to have permissions? Well, it means that the team member can log into eBay with their own account, navigate to a specific page or pages for which you have granted them access, and take actions on your behalf. To any buyer, these actions will appear as if they've been taken by you. A few things to note here. First, the permissions are additive in nature. This means that your team members can only see the permissions that you give them and cannot see anything more on your account. Second, sellers will only be able to access granted permissions through their own login credentials. This means that you should never have to share your login credentials. In other words, you should never have to share your username and password. And third, next slide, please. Awesome, thank you so much. And third, you as the account owner can always invite or dismiss team members, add or remove permissions, and see an audit log of all of the actions that have been taken on your behalf. Please visit the Team Access splash page to learn more about the currently available permissions. But as a quick overview over the past 2 slides, you can see that we currently give permissions available for listing management, orders management, M2M messaging, marketing through ads and discounts, and seller hub-based research. So, as we continue to expand on the permissions available through Team Access, and thus the number of sellers using the platform, we've also been taking a look at the core functionality of the Team Access platform itself. We approached this project with 2 simple goals: make it easier to use and make it easier to maintain. With these goals in mind, we've already released a new landing page for new sellers and a new add or edit user flow. Both these changes are aimed at providing clear and cogent information with just a touch of personalization. Over the next few months, we'll be digging into the core team management capabilities and the core audit capabilities, streamlining these critical actions for account owners and team members, as well as adding a whole host of quality of life updates. Finally, we'll be looking into delegation of native capabilities in the upcoming year. So, with that, please come to visit Team Access through your account settings and take a look to see if this functionality can help you out. And if there are any permissions that you want to see added, please let us know. We're always listening. Thank you again for listening to this, and I hope this product does something to help take the burden of the marketplace a little bit away from you so you can focus that attention on growing your business, especially as we go into this holiday season.
All right, thanks. Hi, everyone. I'm back. And oh, wow, that was a lot of great information to head into the holidays with. I was watching the chat, so lots of questions, lots of positive feedback. And it's so great that you feel helped and prepared by the stuff that we've brought today. Now, speaking of the chat, what a great welcome for Ron. And it's so nice to see your warm thanks to Dawn as she moves on to her next role here at eBay. What a nice welcome. You guys are just the friendliest people in the whole world. So thank you for that. And I know that all of you will feel how much he cares about sellers and how much he cares about eBay. And I know we're going to be in great hands with him. So with that, I also want to say thank you to all of the teams that have already presented. Thanks everyone for spending some time here with the sellers today. And also thanks to the teams that are going to be presenting later and the sellers who are helping as well. All of this is in service of helping all of you feel prepared and ready to take on the big peak holiday season. So while this is our last event of the year, I do want to let you know that Ron is super excited to get to know you and to hear what your questions are. So he's going to be posting a weekly blog with holiday readiness over the next few weeks. And there'll be lots of information there. You'll find them on our community channels. So soak in as much information today, think about it after the event, but if you still have questions, put them in the post-event survey. We're going to gather up all of those frequently asked questions and add and answer them to Ron's weekly posts. You can find all of this information on ebay.community at ebaycommunity.com, or follow us on Instagram for the weekly post. Weird URL anyway. We're dropping it in the chat. Doesn't matter how I said it. So look in the chat and you're going to find the links for where to find these weekly posts, or again on Instagram. And with that, we are almost ready to move to our category breakouts. And we brought leaders from eBay's top categories here today to help you get ready for the holiday season. Like I said, if you don't see your category represented, because we know there's a ton of categories here, these are the biggest ones, but we do have breakouts on how to use the new listing inspiration tool and product research to look up your exact category so that you can figure out what's most important to have in your inventory for this holiday season. And then after the category sessions, we're going to have additional breakouts on advertising, marketing, and hiring seasonal help. And that's going to be followed by, wow, we've got stacked content today. That'll be followed by networking rooms so that you can discuss your holiday sales strategies this season with other sellers, with each other. So I just mentioned the post-event survey. And here's what you need to know, which is that in addition to getting a chance to send that question to Ron, 400 of you who fill in the survey and are in the US are going to win an eBay mystery box of swag. We decided to have the holidays come early this year and send out several swag items at once. I think we called those a lot. Not a lot, but a lot. Anyway, moving on. We hope you enjoy them. With that, I'll say thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for what's been an amazing year so far. Here's to a great end to your year. And thanks so much for your time here today. Enjoy the rest. Bye, all. Bye.